It's the leader. He's the wizard. He's forcing the mouth open.
Well, stop him. Kill him or something.
My dagger is gone. You kill him.
Not me. It's bad luck to kill a wizard.
Wait. There's a better way to take care of a wizard.
Hello, everybody. Got another podcast here. This one wasn't really, didn't go as planned, but I think hopefully you enjoy it. We started out kind of slow because Eric had a new PC and was trying to get logged in, so we just started talking Thallids casually, and that ate up a decent chunk of this pod. Actually, was the Thallid deck, the Thallid talk. The kind of the funniest side story was the whole time Eric could hear us, but we couldn't hear him. And the more Jason and I talked about how good Thallids are, he was just yelling at his computer like, "You guys are idiots. Thallids are awful. They're the worst thing ever." So we didn't get his side of things, and maybe that's for the best. I don't know. When you're in magical Christmas land talking about how great everything's going to work together, Thallids seem unbeatable. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the first half. The second half, we did get into our Doubleton event, where we had limited everything to 2 and Phyrexian mana on the 2 casting cost spells. So it was a fun event, kind of unique. It's probably worth running back. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it starts a little slow, kind of builds, and then turns into our norm. So have a wonderful day, everyone.
There are so many funguses that people wish were dead, but none seem to complain about the ones making their bread. You think fungi are slimy, gross, and cause disease, but what a shock when you find out they make your favorite cheese. Oh, funguses, 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 hey! Funguses are used in many, many ways, so lift your glass and together we'll say, hi-de-li-i, do-de-li-o, funguses, hey!
Just about to crank out a Thallid deck here.
Yeah, there you go. Thallids. So I used to play Thallids when I was like a kid, because when Fallen Empires came out, I kind of got in the game right when Fallen Empires came out, and I'm a kid, so I don't have a whole lot of money, and Fallen Empires packs were like $1. So I bought so much Fallen Empires. So
I get it, dude. I mean, I guess this is like one of those arts I'd kind of overlooked before, but I mean, look at this dude, man.
Yeah.
Got a single eye. He's like Cousin It with giant paws and hair dripping down and claws. I mean, that is amazing.
I prefer how do you change the art on Mana Stack here?
And I can't even find him.
I think he's the very first one.
Yeah, there we go. Edward Beard Jr., of course. Love that guy.
Of course.
Well, while we're waiting on Eric, let's go ahead and start, and you and I can talk Thallids. So, pull this deck photo up. So, this is kind of what got me thinking. Is like, hey, here was a spicy deck. It went 6-2 in the freaking like Winter Derby, which is kind of insane because it's like a spike fest.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had several people, every time they play a Thallid deck, it's a lot like Evil Eye of Worms Begorm. People play that for fun, and then they win, and they're like, yeah, I did really well with it. I'm like, yeah, it's a freaking good card.
Yeah.
And so if you build like a control deck with an Evil Eye, there's a good chance you're going to win a lot of games. And I hear this trend from Thallids a lot. It's like everyone plays Thallid to be funny, and then I'll be damned, they're winning games. But I can't find one particular style or, I don't know what's best. So this one here, I mean, this is probably a pretty solid build with Splash and Blue for 4 counter spells, birds, elves. You get Psyblast, you get, the blue power, a regrowth. But I gotta imagine like Wrath of God is devastating, right?
Yeah. So this deck, in the what was it? Remember Battle for Ohio when we did the mono green, but you could like splash another color?
Yeah.
This looks a lot like my deck for that. It was Thallids with blue for counter spells because you have to have something that stops like the Wrath of Gods or Pestilence or some of that bullshit.
Yeah, just one of those and you're like done for. But
Yeah,
or
you're
an
done.
Abyss, maybe.
Yeah, Abyss isn't terrible as long as you're set up. If they play Abyss, then and you've got Fungal Bloom, then you can just keep making little Thallid counters to sacrifice to the Abyss.
Okay, let me run through the spore counter options and
Yeah.
maybe you can comment on them. But so Fungal Bloom's pretty critical, right? For double green, you put a counter on a fungus. So when you
Yep.
get up to 6, then you're just kind of doing something every turn. You got Infinite Fog with which one?
Spore
Fogs?
Flower.
Spore Flower.
Yep.
Oh, well, now so Spore Flower has removed 3 spore counters from but okay, yeah. Spore Flower is a fungus. So yeah, so you can just get Infinite Fog if you got 6 green mana and a Fungal Bloom.
Right. Yeah, the art's kind of weird because Spore Flower isn't the lady. Spore Flower is the flowers. Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like the fungus. So yeah, and I think that's really what kind of makes the deck work.
You gotta have those two. You gotta probably have the Thorn Thallid to do the damage, right? I would assume. Or
yes.
You gotta have Thallid to make more little Thallid dudes.
Yeah, so that's the way the deck wins. It stops the opponent. It just like forever fogs the opponent, and then it's kind of up to you how you want to win, right? You can either put like a million counters on a Thorn Thallid and shoot everything, including your opponent, or you just go so wide with your Thallids, then you just attack for massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, so here's another deck. I didn't do a very good job of researching. I started 20 minutes or something before the pod like usual, but so I found this one, which was a Lure Thicket Basilisk giant growth setup. They got the Elmish Farmer. I mean, you can gain life with the farmer, which can be kind of annoying, right?
Yeah.
You got Tracker and Aspect of Wolf. This is kind of a wild brew. So there's got 1 Fungal Bloom and 2 Spore Flower.
Yeah.
And an Arborea. I mean, this is a wild brew. I forget what this one was based on. Might have been an X-Point deck, I think is what it was, because you've only got like the 1 Soul Ring and not much else.
Yeah. I don't like the 1 Fungal Bloom in that.
Yeah, Fungal Bloom seems pretty clutch because that's once you get to your critical green, then you're just like cranking out whatever effect you want.
But at the same time, he's not like all in with Thallids. He's got other stuff.
Right, he's just kind of splashing some Thallids. You got a little bit of Elvish Farmer going on. No big 6/3 Feral Thallid, which would be good with Lure and things like that.
Yeah.
Here's one that Timmy the Sorcerer was doing. Now, he was running Land Tax Armageddon balance, but using a couple Thallids to kind of, I guess, stall things out and go wide, which is kind of a crazy strategy.
Yeah, like it's kind of a nombo with the Armageddon and the Fungal Bloom.
Right, yeah, because that's what I think. You want to be like fog installing, getting a bunch of forest, and then you just start getting out of control.
Yeah,
it'd almost be better with like Mana Flare and Candelabra or something, where you just get nuts, right? I haven't seen anyone do that setup.
Yeah, that would be pretty bonkers. Yeah, that would be That would actually be nuts. So what would you need? You would just need like a wild growth on a forest, and you could have infinite.
Yeah,
green?
I mean, you just do mana flare, I guess. Just mana flare makes all greens
Yeah.
tap for 2. You just it'd be like a red green. You could throw in a couple fireballs while you're at it or something to finish out that way, or go out the hurricane like a real baller would.
Yeah, I'm just thinking staying with the green.
Yeah, because you need as much green as you can. So you just splash red for, you just splash for mana flare. So your forest, you're tapping for 2 forest. And yeah, when you get that going with a couple candelabras.
But that works, right? Just wild growth on a forest, and then with candelabra, that makes infinite mana?
No, a candelabra you can only use it once. It's a mono artifact. You can't. It's not a. You got to read that fine text. Yeah, you only get to use candelabra once, but.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But I mean, if you get 3 forests, which tap for 6, you tap 6, you untap 6 lands, which are you untap 3, and then you tap 3. So now you got 9 mana. So
yeah, okay.
It kind of cranks up pretty fast, especially 9 forest with a fungal bloom. You're doing some cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Full disclosure, I've never owned a candelabra, so I have no clue what it does.
What? You slacker. No. They're kind of cool, but again, I don't know. I love them because they can do so many cool things. You can just like with Maze of Ith, you can just stall stuff out with freaking factories that make your factories huge. I mean, it might be perfect in this. You could actually double Pendlehaven something. I think you could stack those triggers. So you attack with your 1/1, you Pendlehaven it, then untap it and hit your Pendlehaven a second time. And I think that works. Attack with a 3/5.
I don't know how Pendlehaven. I don't know if Pendlehaven checks on because like there's some effects, and I never know how this works. There's some things that like check on like initiation and on resolution. And so if Pendlehaven is that, then it wouldn't work because you would like Pendlehaven and it would go on the stack, and then you would untap your Pendlehaven, tap it again, and so then the 1/1 would get +1/+2, and then on resolution of the second Pendlehaven, it would be like, oh, it's not a 1/1 anymore, and it wouldn't allow it to happen.
No, I think you can.
It does. Is that the way it works?
I think you can mess around with it because I've heard it doing some crazy stuff.
Okay.
Next, the way it's worded here is just target 1/1 creature gains +1/+2 until end of turn. So as long as it's a 1/1 when you're targeting it, you're okay. So I think you can target it, untap it with Pendlehaven, hit it again, and then you just let those 2 triggers resolve.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's
because when you targeted it, it was a 1/1. So,
maybe that's the difference because it says it that way. I don't know how.
Yeah, red green Pendlehaven Thallid. I'm digging this. This might be my next jam. I got a bunch of things I've been playing with these days, man. I started probably a lot like you do. You're putting everything in a binder. So I do that every so often. I go through and I try to just fill in the spots I'm missing in my collections. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I got 3 of those. I should get a 4th one and just that's a deck, man. And it's like next thing you know, I'm buying up stuff. I do it every so often. I just spend like around $200 filling in slots of just dumb shit,
Yep.
And the one I'm really digging right now. Why am I drawing a blank on it? Spinal Villain.
That's that red card, right?
Yeah, 1/2, tap to destroy a blue creature.
Oh yeah.
With Sleight of Mind or whatever. Man. It seems like such a good option.
Yeah, that seems solid.
And so, I mean, you're in red blues, so then you can do a bunch of other things that, like, what the hell is he? Oh, the Mountain Yeti. Yeah, he's got protection from white. You can slight that to whatever color they're playing. There's another red card that's got protection from something. You can slight that. Oh, the Beast of Bulgarden. You remember those?
Beast of Bulgarden. Are those those three
It's a three-headed
picture. It's
dog.
like a three-headed dog or something. It's like
Yeah.
something straight off of like a old Metallica album or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Does it have protection?
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Right there. Protection from red.
Whoa.
It gains +1/+1 if opponent controls a white card. So if you could slight either one of those,
Yeah.
like when they try to bolt it, or no, I guess it wouldn't bolt it, when they try to swords it, you give it pro white. They try to, how else are you gonna kill that thing? I guess combat, but you could change the white to whatever they have and give it +1. It's kind of cool now. It only costs 5. What a bargain, man. Old school. Crank
Oh
up
yeah. A 3/3 for 5? Jeez.
3 different old deal. Slam dunk that bitch. But anyhow, like that deck came from me just filling in spots in my binder. I'm like, yeah, I need to finish this deck out. So, and I got ballads. I got a bunch of things I'm working on. Just keep brewing around on. Still trying to figure out Thrash Bash deck.
So Thallid, now I'm trying to think of like red, because I always played, when I was younger, I always played white, green Thallids. And that was because like we weren't restricted just to old school. So you could play like Juniper Order Advocates and like Kesa to give all your green creatures like +1/+1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I'd play like castles and shit like that so that my Thallids were like a lot beefier on defense. But like, I guess with red and old school, you could play like Orcish Oriflamme or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, that makes your wide army get big pretty quick. Yeah.
And then with the Mana Flare, because like the good thing about just regular, like any of the Thallids, honestly, the good thing about them is making the Thallid counter is like at instant speed. So you can just load up Thallid with all those counters, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, just bleh, shit out a bunch of little tokens. So then they can just like immediately attack.
So Elvish Farmer makes 1/1 tokens.
Yep.
Thallid makes 1/1 tokens.
Yep.
And Thallid Devourer makes 1/1 tokens, right?
Yep.
Dang. So you're pretty solid on that plan. Which also makes the Pendlehaven Candelabra trick pretty good because they're all 1/1s.
Right.
So whichever one they block is going to get like double boosted. That's pretty intimidating.
And that's like I mean, I guess that goes back to what I was saying. That's the beauty of it is you only have to have like one Thallid or one Elvish Farmer or one Devourer or whatever and a Fungal Bloom, and then just figure out a way to make a shit ton of mana and you'll have an army.
And you can use Fungal turn it drops too, so you can just drop it, go off, do your whole thing. Tap your Time Vault, take another turn.
Yeah.
Magical Christmas land here, but why not throw some Time Vaults in there? I mean, they're colorless. You got fog sometimes if the time you skip a turn, you got a fog up. So yeah, throw a few Time Vaults in there.
Like the only
I'm winning the next Summer Derby with this bitch right here. This
there you go.
It's going 6-2. I'm just gonna wait for 8-0. That's what we're talking.
The only Thallid that's junk is that Feral Thallid.
Yeah, he's 6'3", and I guess you can regenerate him if you can keep him around, but
yeah, but it's like, oh boy,
Yeah. Nobody seems to use him either.
No, he was trash. And then the Thallid Devourer, you always think that you're gonna like somehow get in there and sack all your Thallids and pump him up real big, but I've never really gotten it to work.
I mean, I guess that's why you see Berserk in some of these lists, is they try to load him up and then Berserk through for a lot. But man, that takes a lot. You gotta dump like 7 Thallids into him to hit for 18 or something.
Yeah, and it really sucks that it's +1/+2.
Yeah,
if it was like +2/+1, it would be banging.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah.
But then you have to have the Thorn Thallid because that thing just it's like your removal. It's It's really good with fungal bloom. You'll a lot of times you'll get the opponent into a position where like they play a creature and you just immediately like fungal bloom your thorn thallid and just kill it.
Oh yeah. Let's check out Thorn. Eric said, "Don't give up." He's still trying.
All right.
I did always like this guy. He's as freaking fungus as you can get. You can see
Yep.
just blowing that shit. That's a pretty good one. And of course, yeah, the octopus.
Yeah.
What am I missing? Oh,
That one.
that's almost your little guy just zoomed in.
Yeah. So my favorite thorn thallid is the big fat guy that looks like he's sneezing.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty high. I think that's
yeah. I mean he's just
his
sneezing
proportions
all
are
over
way
the place.
off. It looks like he's wearing pants, kind of.
Yeah. I love him so much.
The cooling climate forced the elves to experiment with new food sources. So were they eating these things?
Yeah, so like I think the story of the Thallids was like so it's funny because like I think they basically like the people that did Fallen Empires just wrote one story and just used it like for everything because like you had the thralls, right? The Ebon Hand was like making these thralls to make armor and sacrifice them for shit, and they rose up and attacked. I'm pretty sure the Thallids, that's like the elves just made them for food, and then they rose up and attacked.
Oh, so just everybody was just making bad decisions all over.
Yeah. Except for like
the danger in cultivating massive plants caught the elves by surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just I mean, is this like a boob with thorns on it? God, we need to ante the hell out of these things. This is a lot of fun here.
Yeah. So it's funny that we're talking about Thallids right now because I was sitting at lunch today because I took the opportunity while I was in Mexico to not bring any cigarettes with me, and so I said let's see what happens, and so I haven't smoked a cigarette in like a week, and so like I was normally my lunchtime is sitting around smoking cigarettes, so I was more productive today, and I was just like sitting there looking through cards, and I was like, I'm going to make a Thallid anti-deck. So it's funny that here we are talking about Thallids.
How much is Mana Flare? That'd be the only question is like, what does Mana Flare cost? Because
Mana Flare, that's a revive. I think you can get a 4th edition one.
Oh, $1.74 in revised. Dude, this is an anti-deck if I ever saw one.
Yep.
Oh, sick.
100%.
Yeah, I need to get a hold of the guy. Maybe I should do that now even, is find out what anti-format they're playing at Thrash Bash, because there's a lot of different formats running around. I heard him talking about the one format which I thought was pretty cool is they added the 5 pain lands from like Apocalypse or something. You get the 5 from Ice Age and then the other 5
just to finish it out.
Yeah, just to finish it out, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know that I own any of those, but I'm sure they're not that much money. There's a lot of different variations, so I do need to probably figure out what they play so we can Friday night be jamming ante, because I like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of my favorite stuff.
Yeah, I need to build another anti deck. Mine's like getting, I don't know. It's getting boring. I need more variety.
They were talking about making fun of the guys that play Necrol.
Yeah.
Listen, they'll show them eventually. You kind of walk over and be like, all right, man, maybe you should try something else. But I'm like, I don't know, I can beat Necro every now and then. It's not unbeatable.
No.
It's good, but not unbeatable. I wonder how they determined who got 4 arts and who got 1.
I think it was the rarity. So the commons got multiple arts. Yeah, in Fallen Empires, the commons got multiple arts. If it was like uncommon, if it was on the uncommon sheet, then it did not.
Interesting. All right. All right. Well, I think we can We can probably still talk through it, I guess. We got to get the content out there. I like our fans said they were interested in what we had to say about it.
Yeah, they're just frothing at the bit.
Yeah, they were like, when are you going to talk about those Doubleton results, man? Oh, well, maybe we'll get around to it.
Well, let's fucking talk about it then.
All right. So, unfortunately, we don't have Eric here, but he was a contender. We had 8 massive players, so it did work out good. At least there was 8.
Yep, 100%.
I liked it because I was able to tell my family I made top 8.
Hey, there you go.
So, yeah, that made me feel good. So I don't know. I guess I could start with my deck since I was dead last.
So you want to? Yeah, we could start. You want to start last to first?
As best we can. I've got what do I got? I got like 5 of the 8 decks or something. Like not everyone submitted a deck photo.
Yeah.
Apparently, we need to get you a camera so you can submit one too.
I'm just a lazy fuck. I don't know.
And you built one of the second decks that we don't have, so you're responsible for 2 of the ones that are missing. So
yeah.
No, it was a fun event. It was a cool format. The Phyrexian mana was kind of busted as you might expect. That
Absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the blue decks. Like Counterspell was just too, and Mana Drain. You know, for 4 life. Every time I'd do something cool, I would get shut down. I tried to get spicy, and I didn't even get the spice prize, but I had a lot of cool combos, and I was pulling off a few things. So my deck was kind of a shop's artifact brew, and I would stall out quite a bit. So with ices and disc and the usual stuff, I could kind of buy some time. My 2 cards, I did a Balance and Chaos Orb. Those were the 2 that I picked. Mars of Koilos was good to kind of absorb artifact damage, and I had Circle of Protection artifact, and I did manage to use the turn a creature into an artifact and then protect it, which is kind of handy. So I made their creature an artifact and protected. Bottle of Solomon. Everyone was terrified of that. Got countered and destroyed. Never even got a chance to flip the coin. It was just like everyone's like, dude, what a 5/5 fly. I can't deal with that. That's got to go. So they always countered that, which was fun. I did use Voodoo Doll one time to kill something, and then next turn I had a Titania Song and made it a 6/6. A lot of times I was just on like one turn behind, and it was usually that Counterspell just kind of pushed me out of there. I tried to get the Archaeologist going, and then with a Chaos Orb or something I missed out on kind of orb flips. It just wasn't my day, but it was a cool event, and one of my interactions I was really hoping to do was the Ashnod's Battle Gear and Preacher. You take their little creature, you give a +2/-2. I don't know how often that happens in Magic, but be kind of cool. So yeah. I had 2 Preacher and an Ashnod's Battle Gear sideboard. And really I built it for reverse polarity because I could pay that for 4 mana. So reverse polarity built the deck. I saw like 2 white and all damage done to you so far, but artifacts is retroactively added to your life. So I was hoping to use that with an Armageddon Clock or Ashnod's Transmogrith, their big berserk creature, and gain that much life back. Didn't happen. I don't know. Wasn't enough rounds, I guess. If I played this for like 16 rounds, I probably would have had a really sweet win in there somewhere. I think I overthought it and underplayed the Phyrexian mana approach.
Yeah, I like the Preacher and the Battle Gear. I've never thought about that. I honestly completely forgot about what Ashnod's Battle Gear does. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's only 2 to give a +2/-2.
Yeah.
So if they're running small creatures, they're running orders and all that crap, you just take it, kill it every turn. I mean, that's a great combo against their stuff. For limited to 2 strip mines, I also met a lot of strip mines and a lot of mana screw all day too. And I think it was just my time because when we went out to LobsterCon, we played both events. And I like never really got mana screwed that bad the entire day. I'm like, that never happens to me. So that also came into it was time. But that was my attempt. It was fun. I guess you have to see. I got Eric's here. Let's see. Steven also was down there. He and I played some of the last games. Let's see what he was up to. So 2 lions, 2 preacher. What's that thing? Oh, that's a Mahamodi.
Oh,
That is.
yeah. I never saw that.
I saw this freaking King Solomon. So that was I had the damn bottle of Solomon out. Get tapped and destroyed. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Who plays that? Of course, he had counter spells. I thought his use of boomerang was like not great, but it did work when it mattered. It worked. He was able to just pay the extra Phyrexian mana and bounce stuff. Some Tim's, Mana Drain, Ancestral, I guess, were his 2 cards. Double Fork, Sarah's. And that was I met the freaking Spirit Link twice that day.
Yep.
I would just be about there, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, let me Spirit Link my freaking Serendib or whatever, and then you just like dig right back out of it. So, we had some pretty good games, but the Spirit Link was my real nemesis throughout the whole thing. That was a tough one. Yeah, double disenchants, and then just blue white, good stuff.
Yeah, I played against Steve in turn 1 or game 1, and it was this deck. It was really hard to know what you were playing against, because it was like the first game that we played. He had like Prodigal Sorcerers, and he was unstable mutationing, like Flying Men and stuff like that. And then, so, I sideboarded in for something like that. And then like the next game, he's playing like Preachers and Sarah Angels and Giant Gross and shit. And
that's what was great about Doubleton is you had to play a lot of cards. It wasn't a singleton.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that crazy. So you sort of had a theme. But I did like that. I mean, as I was building the deck, I just kept pulling more and more cards. I'm like, damn, I'm still not there yet. And also the restriction of, only getting two good cards just opened up so many spots. You were playing a lot of stuff, made a lot of variety.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I should have played best of 5s.
It really did, like, as you were playing, and I guess we can talk about the format and everything later, but it really did. Every game that you played felt a little bit different because, game 1, you might play with one half of your deck, and then game 2, you're playing with the complete other half of your deck. So you almost had to kind of try to build 2 decks that kind of had some synergies. I don't know. I don't think I'm explaining that right, but it was fun.
What was your day? I mean, see, you finished decent. Where were you at for the day?
I got third, I think.
Third, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So my deck was it was basically mono black. Let me see. I've got it sitting here. So yeah, it was black. It was running the Netling Imp, Royal Assassin, Sinjir Vampire kind of combo with Icy Manipulator. So that meant like the Netling Imp could force things to attack. You could either assassin it to kill it, you could block it with the Sinjir, or you could just tap it before it attacks to kill it. I was running Abyss, and
2 Abyss, I assume.
Yeah, I was running 2 Abyss, and then I had like Juggernauts and Factories and things like that to kind of go along with the Abyss. And then what else did I have in here? Lightning bolts, Jusums. Underworld Dreams. I was playing Underworld Dreams just as
Jeez.
dude. It was kind of crazy. So like, I had Howling Minds in here too. So it's kind of what I said. So some games I would be playing and it would be like a creature control strategy. Other games, like I'd never draw Netling Imps or anything like that, and the deck would just be a like Underworld Dreams, Howling Mine, Abyss deck. It was pretty strange, but it worked. It worked all right. It was just there's so many threats with the with the Sinjir vampires, with the Jusums, with the Juggernauts. It had hypnotic specters and things in it, and then I was running the counter spells and some of that other stuff. I was real.
What were your two cards from the restricted list?
Mind Twist and Library.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, which was thinking back on it, it was real dumb. That probably weren't the best choices. I never casted Mind Twist, and this deck isn't exactly something where you're holding a bunch of cards in your hand, so I never really got to use Library. But I believe that it was like the day before the event or something, and I was just like looking through, and there was a Library and a Mind Twist in a stack here on my desk, so that's what I threw in there.
Well, I had Library in for a while, and then I swapped it out for Chaos Orb because I had the Archaeologist lock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot of things that Orb deals with that Library won't. But that was a tough call.
I was really scared going in because going into this whole event, my thing was Whirling Dervish is like the best card in the format. and me being me, I end up playing fucking mono black against an event where there's just going to be a bunch of Whirling Dervishes. So I was playing like as many non-black splashable removal spells as I could. So I had like Lightning Bolt, Swords to Plowshares, Earthquakes, like anything that I could that would be able to remove a Whirling Dervish. And so yeah, that was it. The deck.
You lost to Dervish several games though, right? Like all the critical losses were to Dervish. Or a couple of them. I know you.
Yeah. So my game one was against Steven, and I won that. And then my game two was against Ben. And the first game, it took like an hour. It was just like a slog fest. And I ended up winning that one. And then the next game, it was like turn one Dervish. And I had no answer for it. And then the next game, he went turn one Dervish. And I had no answer for it. I was like, this is such bullshit. I could not draw a Lightning Bolt. I could not draw swords. I think I remember making the comment. It's like, does nobody keep fucking time around here? But
yes, yeah. I got Ben's deck pulled up here. He's our local multilingual expert. I mean, this deck is kind of beautiful. I mean, none of this stuff's English.
Yeah,
it's kind of insane. He's got everything, like almost all foreign black border or just black border or whatever. But yeah, this thing was a slow drug out again. Sarah's. Well, he's got his creature package, his Llanowar elves, lions, Argothian pixies, Sarandib, Urnham Jinns, Sarah Angels, and Mahamodis. So
yep,
get all these, kind of just scales up, but the fucking Spirit Link, man, gained all. Like I was so close to beating him, and I think he like stripped me and then countered something, and it was just like every turn I was just one turn from dropping Titania Song and running him over, and it went like that for like 14 turns until I just finally lost. And he started gaining life, and I couldn't do it. He had double land tax. He had, of course, 2 counter spells, 2 recall, 2 side blast. Brain Geyser and Mana Drain were his singles.
Yep.
And I think you Mana Drained me twice when I played him. So, I mean.
Yep. So this deck, so when I was playing against him, this deck dies to Royal Assassin.
Yeah.
And it dies to Netling Imp. And basically Netling Imp. Netling Imp fucks this deck up hard.
Because you're attacking into Singears?
Because he's either attacking into Singears, or if it's something that's too big for a Singear, then you just tap it with your you force it to attack, and then before the attack phase, you tap it with an Icy Manipulator, and then it dies. So.
Oh dang, yeah.
So yeah, this deck in a fair game, in a non-bullshit game with a bunch of whirling dervishes.
Yeah, freaking dervish, man. 2 of them, and they came straight in.
Yeah. So
that goes right on top.
Yeah, but no, this was a cool deck. It did exactly what it.
Yeah,
was supposed to do,
for
I guess.
3 colors. I mean, he did sweet with it.
Yep.
I'm gonna give him the respect. He did decent for the day.
I think he got second, right?
Yeah.
He
got second. He was the true winner. Yes.
Yeah, he was the true winner.
Yeah, so that was what get his name right. Is it John Ditter from Lexington? He got first in the standings.
Yeah, in any respectable tournament, he would have been the winner.
Yeah, but when you're playing Doubleton, you want to get second, right? I mean, So he didn't realize it when we were all done, and we gave Ben 2 second place medals and 2 prizes.
He's like, what the fuck is this?
Like loading the second place guy up, and then he gets this shitty spike prize for getting first place. I think it was the only event where we really shit on the winner.
Yeah,
it was. I don't know. Yeah, it was perfect. I don't know. It was great. So it's like I didn't realize I wanted to get second. I'm like, yeah, man, this is it's Doubleton. So him and Eric both were on kind of the mono white plan. Let me see.
Oh yeah, because he didn't know. So yeah, so what would have happened? He wanted, because I played against him in the very last round, and so I wonder what would have happened if he would have just conceded
to try to get second.
Yeah,
it was a small pool. That's not the spirit of it. It was perfect because he was playing to win, and then he didn't realize he should have lost.
Yeah, that's true.
But so yeah, he was on mono white, and so was Eric, and they were both pretty strong. But I really liked his approach. So he did a lot of banding. He did the Benash Heroes and the Messes Pegasus. I mean, there was no messing around. Lions, Javelineers, Tundra Wolves. Priest is pretty strong. The occasion Priest pumping stuff up. Orders of Leaper, White Knight. Then he used this really deep on the creature package. So what is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 creatures.
Yep.
Only 1 Army of Allah. Seemed like he played that a lot. 1 Geddon, Swords, 2 land tax. What was his? Did he even use any restricted cards? Tell me this champion didn't even use any?
Oh, there's a balance over there in the sideboard.
Yeah. See a balance. That's it.
Is that it?
He didn't even use his second.
Yeah.
Holy hell. This guy's a maniac. But yeah, so he actually hadn't played with us before and came up and he was talking to me on Discord, and I'm like, do I know this guy? I'm like, all right, this is cool. Come on up. So I was really happy he showed up. I'm like, this is awesome. And he mostly plays webcam stuff. But so he came up and pulled it out. Now, Eric's version, he was doing more dirtling around. So he had like winter orbs, black vices, onk, and so a lot of stuff, couple lightning bolts. He wasn't deep enough on the creature package. They both had Crusade, but what John did is he also ran the magical angelic voices, which does not pump your opponent's stuff. So that was the game one. They were both stuck on Crusades, and neither one of them wanted to. They had to play each other, and like neither side wants to play a Crusade, but he was able to play angelic voices and pull it out with some banding creatures. Replanting Blacksmith was pretty good. You know, obviously Eric's trying to bolt it. He's got a blacksmith and he's got banding. Yeah, it's pretty nasty setup. Both of the white decks were running 2 land tax, which is pretty cool. Eric had the Thunder Spirits, Mesa Pegasus, Orders, Javelineers, and a lot of the same stuff. Heroes, Lions. So that was kind of the same package, but it's on the he did the Samite Healer. Interesting choice. And the Clergy, the Holy Nimbus, which I do like that card. 2 Army of Allah, Bloodlust, a Fork, 2 Chain Lightnings. I tested against this. I never beat it. Of course, I was running some janky stuff too. So
yeah,
it's like I'm probably not gonna beat this. I didn't realize I couldn't beat anything.
I never played against Eric, but I did play against John. Is that it? Yeah, and I did play against him, and like that's another one where my deck should line up pretty good against something like this, right? So
yeah, 'cause it's only got 4 pro black creatures.
Right. So you would think, but it never fucking failed, dude. It was just like turn 1, here's a couple white knights, deal with that. It's like, well, son of a bitch.
Well, that was what I ran into. Is just like it was very common for Eric to just be like, all right, I'll pay 5 life, I'll drop a white knight, an order, and a Benaliged hero.
Yeah.
And that's turn 1, and then you're like, all right, and yeah. So he took 5. Next turn, you're taking 5. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so insane. It's so fast. And then throw a little. Did Eric have life gain in there too? Get double swords, white knights. No, I don't think so.
I don't see any other than Samite Healer. I mean, you can
Samite Healer, but that was double copper tablet, which is kind of bold. I don't know that I love copper tablet in these, but I guess it's every little bit helps. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Vice. Because
right. Because a lot of people could just get under that pretty quick. Yeah,
when you've got Phyrexian mana and stuff like that, you can just kind of dump your hand.
I think if he was here and his mic worked, he would agree. He liked John's version better. He's like, yeah, that was smart. More creatures, less screwing around with trying to winter orb and buy somebody out or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was too much else to say. I did like the format. I don't know if I like the Phyrexian mana.
Do we have? So we also had Patrick, right?
Yeah, Patrick. I didn't get his deck, I don't think, or did he send it to us in text?
I don't know. I played against it, and I'm trying to think. I'm thinking it was a black deck. It was just like a mid-rangey deck, I believe.
I think he had hippies and stuff like that. I almost feel like he texted to us after the event.
Hippies and like Singears and things. Oh, yeah, there it is. So he had some racks, some sinkholes, some hymns, some orders, black knights, terror, drain life, Aliopile, underworld dreams, hippies, Singiers, a Nightmare, 2 Jusums, an Assassin, and a couple Mind Stab Thralls.
Yeah, he mind stab trolled me. Oh
Yeah.
God, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was basically mono black, and then he also had, in his sideboard some Pestilence and things of that nature. So, yeah, he kind of did the same thing as what I did, except he went with the discard package, and I went with the Nettling Imp thing. But other than that, it's kind of the same decks. So, great minds think alike.
I guess so, yeah. That mind stab troll, God. And I keep screwing around with trolls, and I'm like, I don't know. I always cut mind stab, but when you have to discard 3 freaking cards,
Yeah.
that is so many. I mean, it feels good when ancestral and you're drawing 3, but when you're discarding 3, yeesh, that is brutal. 2 Jisms, 2, yeah. I like the greed. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. So when I played him, it was kind of like no games because he would just like, all right, turn 1, him you for like black into your life, and turn 2, him you, single. I'm like, yeah, and like at that point I'm down like 5 cards. It's like he just played stop, and I never drew a land. It was over. Like, all right, well, that's fine. Let's go again. All right, turn 1, him you. And I'm like, oh God. Like, I thought there was like 2 of those, but it was we had like 0 interactions. He just ran over me so bad. It was unfortunate for actually both of us because we really didn't get to even have fun. We were just sort of like, oh yeah, I beat you so hard. He never even saw what my deck did. Like,
yeah, we had some pretty good back and forth. Like I think I won like game 1, he won game 2, and then like game 3, it was just I don't know, it was really fucking stupid because like my opening hand was well, I can't remember what my opening hand was, but I just remember turn 2 I played a Jusum, turn 3 I played a Singier with Dark Rituals and all that kind of shit. Because I had like 2 Dark Rituals in my opening hand or whatever, and it was just he couldn't keep up with that, but yeah, good games. I just forwarded you to your email Cody's list. He took a picture and sent it to me. I just forwarded
nice.
it.
All right, I get to see this. All right, let me pull this up.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny because I was trying to get Cody to come play. He was on the fence whether he was going to play or not. At first he said, yeah, he was going to. And then he was like, no, I don't have a deck together. And the night before I was like, dude, you have a goblin deck and you have a mono black deck. Just take half of both of them and smash them together. And that is exactly what he did. Except he added some white knights and some counter spells. So.
Oh, when the hell the counter spell? Yeah, I didn't even catch that. What? Oh, because he can just pay the 4 life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't need blue mana, you just play the 4 life. All right. Yeah, so I mean, you got 6 goblins for 2 goblin grenades. It seems good. Seems all right, anyhow.
Yeah, I didn't really look at the deck. I think I think the burn portion of it is good. You've got the lightning bolts, the fireballs. Yeah, you've got the goblins and the grenades and the ball lightnings and all that. I think Drain Life probably should have been something else, maybe. And
I mean, White Knights are pretty bold also. I mean, he's got a couple of only way to cast these things are 4 life. It's just like, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
So we gave this the Spice Prize, and for good reason. I mean, he just like went in, like, yeah, I'll just throw in 2 White Knights, I'll throw 2 counter spells. I mean, so much of this deck just costs 2.
Yeah.
I mean, so he really leaned into it. I appreciate that he understood the dumbass premise that he came up with.
Yeah, I think that like given time, you could have there could have been some changes to this, like,
Well, see, like what Patrick did is he put in those mind stabs, So he's got
Yeah.
the hippies and the hymns. You could add mind stab. You could
Yeah.
add a disrupting scepter or something like that. Just kind of get a little deeper on the hand destruction format. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I mean, he won some games. You did all right. He was kind of
Yeah.
middle of the pack or whatever. But
yeah. I mean, it just it just goes to show you can just take two of your decks and cut them in half and
jam
slap
them together. Yeah.
together.
What's this back here? Is that a Black Lotus behind there?
Yeah, I think his two
He
cards
did Mox Lotus.
was a ruby and a lotus. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dark Ritual is kind of tough because it doesn't do much more than cast Hippies,
Right.
Assassins, and Drain Life. I mean, and everything else you can do with Phyrexian mana.
Yep.
Yeah, you might have cut the rituals. I like Drain Life though. It's a good card. I don't know. Pretty cool. Ball Lightning might have been hard to cast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that's why Drain Life, because you're trying to cast Ball Lightning. So you probably are heavier on the mountains. Honestly,
Blood Moon maybe. Blood Moon over Drain Life. But I don't know. It's pretty cool. Pretty badass.
Yeah.
Could have done 2 more Order of Leaper and just gone really leaned into the entire deck. I mean, you could have made an entire deck of just 2 drops. Someone probably should have done that. Just all the collars and just freaking just paid the life. Just turn 1, I'm spending 6 life or 8 life and just playing my entire hand out. That would have been kind of a.
And maybe that was the thought process with the Drain Life, is he's got so many 2 drops that he needs something to be able to gain some life back, because he's just going to be spending so much Phyrexian. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been a better spicy deck just to maximize, just come up with like 10 2-mana cards and just run 20 of them. And you're just going for it, man. You're just paying out the ass. Hardly any lands because you're just going to pay life. It just maybe a Spirit Lake or something in there. A couple Spirit Lakes to dig you back out.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
I know. Yeah, say it now. Yeah.
Oh well, better luck next
Hindsight,
Doubleton.
man. Yeah. Well, I think it was a good event. I don't know if we run it back. Are we doing the same thing? Are we doing Phyrexian mana again?
I think.
I mean, it was freaking busted as it gets, man. It's so.
Yeah. I think we can figure something else
Doubleton
next time. Yeah, without the Phyrexian mana stuff. Just that fucking Whirling Dervish, dude. That's just so stupid.
And like the mana drains just wrecked me and counterspell. It was every time, like no matter what, it's just everyone's packing all kinds of these Force of Wills. It was tough. Yeah, it was tough. Even this freaking deck that's a green, red, white deck had counterspells in it. You're just like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
This old school doesn't have the can't be countered effect. Maybe you get 2 sleeves, you can slide them over cards. These cards can't be countered.
Yeah, but I do like the restriction of playing with 2. I think that's good.
It was cool. It was super cool. I mean, I guess we could do 3s sometime, but I did love it because it created enough variety. You didn't know what was coming up. Like,
yeah.
And just like you said, game 1 was nothing like game 2, but it wasn't full Singleton Commander either, Singleton old school kind of builds itself in a lot of ways. There's only so many options. You start to run out. You can't necessarily build a theme around it, But like Ben made a very legitimate stab at kind of control big creatures, with counter spells, books, all the stuff you need to get your big fatties out there. So blue white flyers, man, it was kind of on par.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you didn't see, it wasn't all day long factories or whatever, or endless strip mines or whatever. I did like that.
Yeah, you did see some things that you typically didn't see together. That's what I liked. Like when I was building my decks, you would put together all the obvious cards for your deck, and then you're like, well, fuck, I gotta find like I got 10 more slots. I gotta figure something out. And so you're kind of digging through Scryfall trying to figure out like what the fuck am I gonna do? So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, me too. All right, well, next thing is going to be some EC and Ante for a little bit. Get ready for going to the Midwest Thrash Bash. That'll be our next throwdown.
That's right.
And Thallid Ante decks. I'm thinking of Thallid real deck, dude. I'm about to throw down a hardcore can't beat this fucking Thallid deck is what I'm thinking.
Man, I'm telling you. So like it's good. Like when we did the I mentioned before when we did the Battle for Ohio, the mono green thing, that Thallid deck that I had went undefeated.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like mono green, but I mean, people weren't playing mono green. People were playing whatever the fuck they wanted to. All they had to do was drink. So
right.
It can be a solid deck.
I think something's there. I might have to build this, or I don't know. Maybe we're gonna mirror match each other. I can see. Hey, I got this new anti. Oh, fucking mirror match Thallid. Just battle at the salad bar. It's gonna be bullshit.
We should all make like it should be like a requirement for Ebb and Ante that, like, I don't know, everybody's got to build. Everybody's got to at least have one Fallen Empires tribe deck built for Ante.
I'm telling you, Ebon Hand would wreck it though, dude. That's the tough one. I'll put it through alliances. You get freaking serrated arrows, which really shuts that shit down.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I mean, it's probably hard on Thallids, honestly, because you can kill. -1 counter sticks around even if you try to bolster something. The Thallid Devour only lasts one to turn, so you can't really power through a.
Yeah, but he's a 2/2, so he'll eat 2 counters from the serrated arrows.
That's true. And you're green, you can crumble some shit.
Yep. So the Thorn Thallids, really like the Spore Flower and the Thallids, the only thing that's just going to get wrecked by serrated arrows. The rest of the stuff, it'll take a couple turns.
Can you get Jock Levert in there and give them all +2 defense?
I mean, I'm sure you could.
You could. You could try.
Why not? Do whatever you want, I guess. I don't even know what he costs.
He's man, I forget how to spell him even.
Yeah.
It's all right. Anyhow, he's a good option. Chocolate hops, yeah. I don't know. I'm not good at spelling. I shouldn't run these things.
Well, either way, I mean, yeah, I think there he is.
He's green, which is good, red, which is good, and white's not bad. So green, white, and run. All your green creatures get +0/+2, which keeps your Thallids kicking ass, dude. They are now a lot to contend with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Levert.
But I don't know, like, just play Castle.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, why doesn't Castle give +0/+3 just to get out of bolt range? I mean, come on, damn it.
I mean, You play castle. You hang out on the defense until you play a bunch of Orchestra Flams and swing in.
Man, that is as Garfield freaking intended, dude, right there. Just castle until you get the Oriflamme down. It's on top of the castle. That's it right there. That's the flag, right?
Yep. I think yeah, I'm trying to think what else you could combo with a bunch of Thallids.
I mean, Jihad.
Oh yeah.
That's something I've thought about. I think I own 2 now. I need to get more. They're hard to come by because they're
I've only got
apparently
one.
offensive to folks, but no all white creatures gain. Never mind. Jihad would not work unless
it's only white.
Unless you slided that to green. That's a lot of work.
Now we're in now we're playing 5-color Thallids.
5-color Thallid just for Jihad, which is triple white. So yeah, I forget that I said that. Let's cut that out. We'll edit that out of the pod.
What else? There's got to be something else. What can you do with a bunch of creatures? I mean, you could always feed Lord of the Pit, your Thallids. You could sacrifice your Thallids to, what's her name? Fallen Angel? Yeah. What else? I don't know.
You could crusade and slide it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with some of that stuff. I mean, Army of Allah isn't awful. Double white, but they get +2 until end of turn.
Yeah, that's awful good.
If you got a bunch of dudes, I know they all look white in this illustration here, but these guys could be green Thallids.
We could alter. The guy with the mask there could be the little Michael Jackson Thallid with all of his little Thallid buddies behind him.
Yeah, you could army, and I mean that's pretty much lethal if you got like 12 Thallids out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Is there anything?
Everything has to be slighted. Like you could do Gauntlet of Might, but it has to be for green. Like it's all has to.
What's that card? Wait a minute. What's that card where you tap Winter Blast?
That does stuff to theirs, though, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So you would like.
Oh, and they all become tapped.
Winter Blast, just tap all their creatures, and then like Army of Allah and attack with. I mean, all you'd need is what? 7 critters to get in there.
With Army of Allah, yes.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So you just make 7. I mean, you're already stalling out.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least we're in the colors there. At least Winter Blast is in the colors. We're not sliding
this is true.
Random, who knows what the fuck, but.
All right, this is going to be horrible content, but I love it. So, like my 6 listeners, you're going to enjoy. You're going to be brewing. I hope you brew Thallids in your sleep.
Yeah.
This is the world I live in. All right, man. When I'm not working, it's like Thallids. Thallids are where it's at, right? Everyone's winning with Thallids.
I think Thallids are better in. They're much better in like Alpha 2 alliances, though. They're much better.
Did you get that the extra like your green creatures get +1 or whatever, or the
so like if you're playing like green white, you've got that Juniper Order Advocate. If you're playing, you've also got Kesa, which is a green creature that gives all of your green creatures get +1/+1. And then you've got like things like
this is one awkward ass illustration right here. He's like, check out my sword.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's quite the. Quite the unit you have there, sir.
Yeah, you could probably do a.
And he's looking
altar.
straight at her boobs.
Yeah.
You can see he's not looking at her eyes at all.
No. He's like, it's kind of a sheer dress you got on there, baby.
That might be the most well-endowed elf I've ever seen. They're always like flat-chested.
I don't know. What does the Elvish Ranger?
Is she stacked?
Who's got bigger tits, the Elvish Ranger or the Juniper Order Advocate?
Elvish Ranger. Yeah, see that? Well, yeah, those are pretty decent. Yeah, you're right. They might be sisters.
Maybe it's the same one.
Oh,
Maybe she looks like she's thirsty there, and then maybe she, I don't know.
Oh shit! Oh, fucked it all up. Yeah, she did look thirsty. We're gonna stop. Someday we're gonna get a female listener, and then it's gonna be all over.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like, you've got the green white for the advocate if you wanted to go that way. If you play black with your Thallids, then you can do like the Hecatome nonsense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a good Hecatome lead in. Yeah.
What else with yeah, I don't know. There's more of a card pool, and like old school is kind of limited to what it does. Like once you start getting into some of those later sets, then some different mechanics kind of show up. So
yeah, I mean, I love Hecatome when I get it out there.
Oh man, it's so good.
I've been using that priest or whatever he is that makes 3 dudes, which is perfect for it until someone kills him and his 3 seraph tokens or whatever die instantly. But when you get this thing online, it's hard to deal with, man.
If once it comes down, I mean,
you're already killing 3 powered shit every turn, and it's just like,
it is
a killing machine. It's
so hard to get out from underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, another way to play Hecatome. Oh, Hecatome Salad. God. All right. I'm excited, man. You've done
the Hecatome art's so good.
I think you've solved it. It's what no one has seen in 30 years. The obvious solution to Hecatome is Salad. Except in Anti, you don't have dual lands. You're not gonna have a bunch of swamps. You don't need green. I'll play instead for Anti. Sure, I'm not scared.
Yeah, I mean it's cheap, right? I mean, I think it's good. I think Hecatome with the Thallids. Good. You can also, with your Hecatome and your Thallids, you can also play. I mean, it slides right in, right? You've already got that one deck where you're playing with the Singier guy, but instead of all that bullshit, you just throw in Thallids. So you play with Hecatomes, you play with the Fallen Angel.
You're in green, so you could throw a freaking Fungasaur in here.
Ooh,
Fungasaur Hecatome is.
Yeah.
That might be the greatest day of Magic ever, right there. Just tap a swamp, make it bigger. Tap a swamp, make it bigger. All right, my turn. Okay. Oh man, Hecatome Fungasaur.
Yeah, and then it's options, right? If you need a bigger creature,
well, Fungasaur might be decent just in the Thallid thing because you can deal 1 damage, right? With
Yep.
That might be a good way out. It's probably cheaper than sacking a thing till end of turn with the Devourer. If Devourer was a Fungasaur, now you could just start doing your 1 damage off the Thorn Thallid to the Fungasaur instead. Mm-hmm. And yeah, an out of control Fungasaur is hard to deal with. It's hard to get one out of control, but once you do, get him all smoked up and jacked up on shit, he's tough.
Yeah, I think you still want the Devourer though. Like, because the Devourer is making more.
He is a
Thallid.
2/2 also.
Yeah, and he's making more Thallids. Like, I guess there's a world where you want to spend your Hecatome damage to pump up a creature, but there's also a world where you just want to throw that Hecatome damage right at their face.
Yeah, I mean,
So
so good. If they got no creatures, you just take 5. All right, it's so over when that's down, but
Yeah.
it rarely happens. All right, I think we've beaten this thing to death. We should call it a night. We'll have to get Eric's mic fixed. Technical issues endlessly plague us, but
100%. But
that's why we
right,
play
man.
old school and don't play AI current magic or whatever it is.
yeah, but yeah, we definitely need to start testing for Thrash Bash. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I built a deck. It doesn't win, so I keep trying. I keep
That's what you do, right?
Every time. So that most Hesh trophy is just hanging out there, and I want it so bad, and it's so hard. It's so difficult to be that and then still win.
I still haven't watched Thrashing.
Oh,
Now,
come on, man.
Is there some point in the movie, because it's about skateboard stuff, right?
It's all perfect. It's like every freaking movie ever. The dude from like the Midwest goes to California and he finds the hot girl, but all the locals hate him. And then he outdoes them and he skates better than them. And they burn his ramp down and he challenges them at the finish. And it's all this shit that's been in every movie. It's basically the Disney Channel.
So is there a character in the movie that's like an old person, like a security guard or something, that's trying to get these punk kids to stop skating?
I don't think so. Not really.
Damn it.
Yeah, there should be.
I was looking because that's what my deck was going to be
Maybe.
based around, because it's just land destruction. So it's like, get out of the mall.
Yeah, I don't think there's a land destruction character really.
Damn it.
But I mean, it's like the daggers and the local dicks, and they burn their ramp, and it's just everything. They don't understand skating. They're not purists. They're just assholes, and of course the main daggers, like I guess it's the sister or whatever, like falls in love with the good guy that hangs out with the nerdy dudes that skate, and it's a typical story, but. The cut scenes and stuff are the greatest ever. Like they just ride a skateboard towards a van, like a big like moving van, and then they cut, and then you see a guy jump on the moving van, and then they cut back. You see him land on a skateboard. Like it's the shittiest. Like he just theater of the mind. Like he just did a backflip off that van onto a skateboard, but it's so bad. I mean. It would get like 4 likes on TikTok today. And this was a hot movie back in this day. So
well, maybe I'll like
he put it on the Discord.
I remember him doing that. I just haven't watched it. But maybe I'll like alter my stone rains to be like burning somebody's like ramp or something.
Oh man, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Try to do that. Just like I don't know. Trying to figure something out.
There's a lot of classic lines. They do some downhills and stuff, break their arms. you gotta watch it. It's so
I'll have to watch it.
It's so 86. I mean, the only problem is it is way before Magic. It's like 8 years before Magic came out. So I don't know, but it's just perfect for the timeline though. So I do love it.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to put my deck together this week, and I think I got to borrow a couple cards off of you, but I don't think you're using them anyway.
That's all good. Yeah, I got a theme I'm trying to work on hard. I might have. Eric always brings real shit, beats me down, makes me think about it. So I got a good tester. But yeah, all right, man. We'll get together next week. We'll make it happen.
Sounds good.
All
right. Well,
another banger. We pulled it off.
As always. See ya.
All right. Later.